Welcome to the first ever Pistons Academy virtual jam session presented by Kroger. My name is Coach Aaron, one of your camp directors. Over the next few weeks, we're gonna arm you with some great tools to help you become a basketball player both on and off the basketball court, whether it's ball handling, shooting, the mentality of the game. All of that's gonna be covered over the next few weeks. So grab your basketball, call your friends, and let's get started with episode 1 of our Pistons Academy virtual jam session presented by Kroger.
Hey guys, before we get started, just a quick note to let you know that at any point during today's show, you can pause it and go give each drill a try. Or if you're more comfortable, you can take notes, watch the show in its entirety, and then try it later on after we're all done today. Also, just a reminder, you can re-watch today's episode all week long on PistonsAcademy.com. Lastly, don't forget to warm up anytime you play basketball. A proper warm-up can prevent injury and also gets our body and our mind ready to play. Thanks and enjoy the show.
Hey guys, Ben here to take you through some stretching and warm-up exercises. It's extremely important that you get warmed up to get your body ready to roll when you hit the court. Remember, it's important that you're flexible and warmed up before getting on the court, and now that you are, let's hit it.
Derek has 15 in the fourth. Final 10 seconds. Tie ball game in New Orleans. Derek with the drive. Over Holiday. Hits it as time runs out. Derrick Rose wins the ball game for the Pistons over the Pelicans here in New Orleans.
Let's talk handles. Now, this week's drill segment is brought to you by Nike. And we're gonna give you 3 fun and exciting ways that you can improve your ball handling. Now, when doing any ball handling drill, it's important to keep your head up. Practice at game speed. Now, one thing you can do is called wall touches. Line up against any wall. And what I want you to do is practice your crossovers, but on every dribble, you must touch the wall with the opposite hand. So if the ball's in your right, you cross over to your left and touch. Crossover again, touch. You can go between your legs, you can go front crossover, but whatever you do, again, game speed, keep your head up, and it's okay to mess up. That means you are trying to go game speed. See how many times you can do it in 1 minute. Challenge yourself and have fun doing it with the wall touches. Another drill you can do, I like to call it the 2-ball scissors drill. You find a line on the ground, and your job is to touch that line in and out as fast as you can with your feet while dribbling 2 basketballs. See how many touches you can get, how many dribbles you can get in the matter of 30 seconds. 2-ball scissors drill. It's a great ball handling drill to work on both your right and left hand at the same time while conditioning your body as well. Another drill you can do is one of my favorites. It's called dribbling to the beat. You see, I like to sometimes grab some drumsticks or even grab some spoons and line up my players. And I give them a beat, and their job is to dribble to that same beat. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I put on my favorite song, and as that beat is going, I dribble to that beat. So 3 fun drills you can do: dribbling wall touches, 2-ball scissors drill, and the dribble to the beat. Do those consistently with your friends, and you can take your handles to the next level.
Luke Kennard looking for a shot against Bertans. Keeps that dribble. From in front, fills it up. Big time play by Luke Kennard.
Today's referee segment is brought to you by Priority Health. Today we're talking about illegal dribble. Now, we're going to see 2 different kinds of dribbles and see if you can find the one that's illegal. The first one is when a player bobbles the ball off of a pass. As you can see, the ball is bobbled, gains control, makes a layup. In our next shot, we have the same pass, the same scenario, but the player takes 3 steps. Which one is a travel? If you say both are travels, well, you're wrong. The first one is not a travel because by rule, a player cannot travel if she does not have possession of the ball. So if it's a muff or if it's a bobble, you can gain control, take 2 steps in a dribble, and shoot the ball. You cannot take 3 steps once you gain control. So the second video clip that you just saw is a travel. So just remember, whenever you bobble a ball, that's not a travel. Keep your composure, take the shot, make the basket, and help your team.
Blake Griffin against Giannis. Gets around him, gets to the basket, lays it up, lays it in. Showed some quicks there, didn't he?
We're gonna talk a lot about handling the basketball and ways to improve your control of it, especially your fingertip control. This drill segment is once again brought to you by Nike. Now today we're gonna work on our figure 8 ball handling drill. This is one of the oldest ways of improving your fingertip control, the figure 8 ball handling drill. Now, whether you're in the 2nd or 3rd grade, or you're an elite college basketball player, there are many different ways you can do this. But it's important to realize, first, you must maintain a good stance, nice low. You must maintain your balance. You don't want anyone to be able to push you off of your base. And then you must be able to control the ball with your fingertips. So for the younger players, here's what I want you to do. Get in that perfect stance, and I want you to take a 4 count. And you're gonna dribble the ball, 1, 2, 3, 4 behind you. And then with your other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4 behind you. And you're gonna continue that figure 8 motion. Start nice and slow, and hey, it's okay if you mess up. Don't forget, that's why we're practicing. Now, the older players, I want you to speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it may not even take 4 dribbles for you. But for the elite players that really want to make the most out of this figure 8 ball handling drill, again, stance, balance, and control are important, but I want that ball flying around your legs, very low dribbles. I want you to challenge yourself with your fingertips, get the ball around your right leg, then your left leg, then your right leg. How many can you do in 30 seconds? So again, one of the best and oldest drills that you can do is the figure 8 ball handling drill for fingertip control. Because when you get in the game, you got to be able to juke your way to that basket and get that and one.
Snell against Barrett. Green from found in a good one. Tony floats it up and in.
All right, everybody. This week's bracket challenge is brought to you by Supercuts. And man, do we have a bracket for you. We're going old school point guards versus new school point guards. This is going to be crazy. In old school, you've got guards like Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, the all-time assist leader. And look at some of these new point guards. Trae Young, Steph Curry. What's it gonna be? James Harden? Are you kidding me? This may be the most difficult bracket challenge in the history of brackets. So check out the full bracket at pistonsacademy.com and fill it out to see who is the best all-time point guard.
Everybody always tells me, Coach Aaron, you're so lucky and blessed to be working for the Detroit Pistons. And you know what I tell them? You're absolutely right. But what most people don't know is what it took for me to get here. And so if you've ever wanted to work for your favorite NBA team one day, I suggest you listen up. When I was very young, I would say the 3rd or 4th grade, I was really good at basketball. I mean, all I wanted to do was play basketball every single day. In fact, I would run home from school, pick up my basketball, and try to sneak out the front door because I wanted to go hoop. But every single time, my parents would catch me, and they would stop me and bring me back inside. And they'd look at me and say, Aaron, you can't just go outside after school and start playing basketball right away. And then they told me 3 words that I'll never forget. They said, Aaron, school comes first. And so I always had to come inside and do all of my homework and studying first. My parents would make me do things like say please, say thank you. You see, I had to behave like a gentleman before I could even think about going out to play the game that I love, which is basketball. And so that habit grew with me. And I can remember being, I think it was the 4th grade, and my mom asked me one day, she said, Aaron, what do you want to be when you grow up? And all my friends were around, and I said, Mom, I'm going to play for the Detroit Pistons one day. That's what I told them. I'm going to play for the Pistons. And when I said that, all the kids laughed at me. They were like, ha ha, Aaron, you're a good player, but you'll never be good enough to play for the Pistons. I didn't get mad at them. I just kept working hard, making sure school was my top priority, and being a good person. And so I got older. I got to be a senior in high school. My mom asked me the same question, Aaron, now that you're older, now what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, Mom, I told you, I'm going to play for the Pistons one day. So now my dream was getting closer because I go to college. And I went to what I think is the best college in the world, the University of Michigan. Go Blue. But in the back of my mind, I could always hear my mom tell me, Aaron, school comes first. So even at Michigan, before I went to practice, I would always do my studying first. If I ever needed something at Michigan, I would say please. If anyone ever gave me something, I would say thank you. Remember, had to be a gentleman first. And then I would get on the court and work and work and work. So that happened for 4 years at the University of Michigan. I became really good at basketball and I finally graduated. And it was time for my dream to come true. So listen to what ends up happening. I graduated from Michigan and I emailed a letter to the Detroit Pistons. And I said, Dear Pistons, my name is Aaron. Ever since I was in the 4th grade, I've been practicing. Now I can shoot it. I can dribble it. I can dunk it. Give me a chance to play point guard for your team. I won't let you down. Sent that letter to the Pistons. A week goes by, they didn't call me back. 2 weeks, they didn't call me back. But 3 weeks later, I'll never forget the day. I'm sitting at home, just relaxing. I'm watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my favorite TV show. And all of a sudden, the phone rings. So I pick up the phone and I say, hello? Here's what the voice on the other line said. This is the Detroit Pistons calling. Can I speak with Aaron? I mean, I reacted like, what? My heart started to beat 100 miles an hour. I started to sweat. This was my dream. They had finally called me, yes. And so I said, yes, this is Aaron. Can I help you? And the Pistons said, is this the same Aaron that wrote us that letter about wanting to become a member of our team? And I started to get excited. So I'm like, oh yeah, Pistons, you found them. That's me. Now everyone, listen to what the Pistons told me next on the telephone because it changed my life forever. Here's what they said. Aaron, thank you so much for writing us that letter. It's one of the best letters we've ever received. And then they said, Aaron, I'm sorry, but you're not good enough to play for the Detroit Pistons. Right then and there, they said, Aaron, you're not good enough to play for us. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to hang up the phone. I wanted to not talk to anyone. You mean to tell me ever since I was in the 4th grade telling people I'm going to play for the Pistons and they laughed at me. Now the Pistons were on the phone telling me I wasn't good enough. I was crushed. Come to find out, 2 days before they called me, the Pistons called some of my teachers. They called some of my principals, some of my professors. They even called my basketball coaches. And they asked them, what type of a person is Aaron? And thankfully, my teachers and coaches and even my parents had good things to say about me. So make no mistake about it. What you're doing now, young people, it matters. In school, in the community, people are watching you. So thankfully, they had good things to say about me. So 2 days later, when the Pistons were calling me on the phone, they said, Aaron, you're not good enough to play for us, but we heard some great things from some very important people in your life, your parents, your teachers, and your coaches. And because of that, we want you to come and work for the Detroit Pistons. Everyone, here's why I really tell this story. Because when I first began working for the Pistons, they were really good, and they ended up winning an NBA championship. And so Chauncey and his team got these huge diamond, shiny championship rings. Well, remember, I wasn't good enough to play for the Pistons. But the very next day, my boss calls me up to his office. He looks me in my eye and he says, Aaron, I just want to say thank you for working hard. Thank you for being a good person. And he opens up the box. And in a box was this right here. And it's a Pistons championship ring with my name on the side of it, just like the Pistons players. And so it got me thinking. I'm sure glad that when I was young, I made a decision that school is going to be my top priority. I'm going to treat people with respect because I thought I was going to be good enough to play for the Pistons, but I wasn't. I chose to use my mind and my work ethic to have one of my dreams come true. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is you're going to have a decision to make. There's going to be people to tell you you can't do it. You can either quit or you can say, you know what? It's not their dream, it's my dream. I'm going to work, work, and work until it comes true. If you do that and you remember those words, I promise you, your dream can also come true. So young people, no matter what you want to be when you grow up, please don't forget those fundamental words. School comes first, please, and thank you. Because the way you treat people really does matter.
All right, basketball players, now it's time to show us what you got. Stand up, get your cameras ready, and let's go to work. What we're looking for today is to replicate some of the drills that your favorite coach did today. Go hard, go fast, go strong. We're looking for people who are dedicated and serious about working hard. And then maybe throw a little creative angle into it. We can't wait to see what you send us, so go to pistonsacademy.com, find out how to post it on social media, and we'll take a look at it next week.
That does it for this episode of our Pistons Academy virtual jam session presented by Kroger. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, summertime is when you can really become a better basketball player. Take your game from here to the next level by working on your game. Hey, visit PistonsAcademy.com for more information. This is Coach Aaron signing out, and we'll see you next time.